My name is Marcus Swift. My company is Clarity Business Solutions,
Awesome. Where are you located?
Victoria, British Columbia, Canada.
Very cool. All right. So you attended Pause on Error this year. What was your experience like?
It was awesome. It was way more than what I thought. When I initially signed up, I mean, as a Canadian, there's the exchange tax, so it was a really expensive layout of cash, but yeah, it was so worth it.
What memories do you have? What are some of the sessions you attended or people you talked to that stuck with you?
The, the the sessions were really kind of the cherry on top, right? Um, what did I get out of the sessions? I put some skill sets with some names and people. So I said, okay, Joe's really good at APIs. If I get stuck with APIs, I'm going to reach out to Joe. That sort of idea, right? And I certainly learned, but the best part was kind of when in between the sessions, and meeting people and really getting to know the person behind the name on the forums or on FM Slug or wherever you're at, right? And really, really getting to know, having sitting down and having a long conversation with Todd about meditation, nothing to do with FileMaker, right? And feeling like me, the core of who I am, met him, the core of who he is, or anybody else, yourself. Um, I had a wonderful conversation with so many people, right? And just connecting with them as human beings. That was really what I wanted out of the experience, and what I got.
Oh, good. Good, good, good. And I heard you rocking out on the guitar, which was awesome.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'll have to figure out. I really, really wish I had my guitar, but traveling internationally with an instrument just adds a whole whack ton of delay. So
Yeah,
yeah, we'll figure that
understandable.
out. But yeah, it was great. It was great to be able to do that as well.
Good, 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 good. What did you think about the venue?
Yeah, I really liked it. Right now I'm literally looking at about an inch of snow on everything,
Oh my
and
gosh.
yeah, and which is unusual for where I live, but it does happen. So I was like, all right, I'm going to get a little bit more summer. Didn't get a whole lot more summer. It was a lot colder than I expected it to be going that far south, but that's fine. I mean, it was beautiful. We got off campus a little bit and got to see a little bit more of the local area as well. But yeah, the facility was extremely comfortable. The food was amazing. Um, so
Cool.
beautiful. Yeah,
Good. What did you think about the push to go analog at a tech conference?
I get it. I don't know that I liked it, but I get it. Um, yeah, I yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. I understand
Okay.
the emphasis. I don't feel like I'm tethered to my devices. I can take them or leave them. So for me, it was fine. What I really appreciated was that, if I did have to pull up my phone, I wasn't getting a stink eye. It wasn't like it was bad to be on a device. And there was lots of people there working and using their laptops, but to have a minute to kind of be encouraged not to be on it, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I think that for a lot of it for us is the permission not to be on your device, right? So it's not uh, we're so used to always being on our devices, at least a lot of us are. I know I'm one of those. And so just openly saying this isn't what this is about means that you use it at your own discretion, right? And it really is just opens up
Yeah,
the opportunity to not require a computer to talk tech.
yeah, and it's a fine line when you're in a conference between setting the norms and setting the rules. And I
Mm,
think you guys did a really good job of setting a norm without setting a rule. Does that make sense? The distinction,
totally.
right? Like
Yeah,
there
yeah,
was
yeah.
still permission to be on my device if I needed to, or to get off campus, or to skip a session, or whatever it was. It was really about. But this is what we're about, and that was also very clear. And that's not an easy line to do as an organizer. So, good on you for that.
Thanks. Thank you. What do you feel like you brought to pause?
not to sound really arrogant, but myself, right? Like I
Yeah.
came to meet others and I came to let others get to know me. And it really felt like my coming out event, right? Like I'd been lurking in the shadows for a number of years and had built up enough confidence that I felt like maybe I'm part of this community and let's go meet some people and see if they agree. And I'm either going to fall flat on my face, but at least I'll see Georgia, or I'm going to find my people. And I really, really wanted to meet people, and I really, really wanted people to get to know me and to get a sense of a connection to a community.
Very cool. Do you think you got it?
I hope so. I certainly feel that way.
Good.
I found myself kind of going through post pause withdrawal and almost grief, like it was kind of like camp, I want to talk to my people.
I know.
But the nice thing with modern technologies and Slack, I can just this morning I jumped on and got stuck on something and had a quick chat with Joe, and it was so people are still there, right? So
Yeah, yeah. It's a good
yeah.
point. We don't haven't talked too much about how post pause, like what happens after pause within that community, and you have put faces to these names now, and you've
Hmm.
made connections with these people, so there's probably a little bit easier to reach out. I hope.
Oh, 100%. I mean, yeah. I mean, I would not. Well, I shouldn't say that. I would feel a lot more comfortable emailing Todd now than I ever would have before, right? And I still want
Yeah,
to be respectful of his time and who he is and the role that he plays. But he's now a person who knows my name and has sung a song and with me, and we have a connection, and I feel a lot more comfortable with yourself or anybody else at Proofgeist or any Soliant or any of the other people that I connected with, big and small in terms of their firms. I feel like it's not a cold call anymore if I need to
yeah,
reach out to them and talk to them, and that's invaluable,
yeah.
especially for someone who's FileMaker outside of the states is a different space. It's not as well developed here in Canada. It's not as strong a vibrant community, and I suspect it's true also in Mexico and South America and possibly even the UK or Europe, and and so to have a step into the FileMaker community in the states where it feels like it's very strong and vibrant
Hmm.
is a big step for me as a Canadian.
Oh, good, 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 good. What is it like? So, tell me a little bit more of this post pause. Is there anything that you took from pause and you held on to? I know you said reaching out to people. Is there anything else that stuck with you?
The confidence to really go for it.
Mm.
I've kind of been dabbling in doing a consulting business and working with a local firm here, and I really just came away from saying, this is what I want to do. Like I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have multiple different businesses in multiple different fields, and they're running and they're effective, and that's great. Um, this is my next business, and this is what I really want to pour myself into. And going to pause really confirmed and affirmed that desire and that interest.
Very
Yeah,
cool. Good.
yeah,
Do you think we'll see you in future pauses?
yeah. Especially if you have one here in Victoria.
I know, that's a push, right? I remember my bus note, and it's very clear in there.
Well, we'll chat about that later. But
Yeah.
because I think it's important to keep the relationships and build on them and expand them and to contribute. I like being part of a community, which is not just a one way street, right? So, and it was just great. I mean, the only thing I would say is I would have liked it to have been a day longer.
Mm,
You know, yeah,
cool.
3 days with a day of travel on either side was was a long way to go for just a few days, but it was still worth
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Cool. Well, what advice would you have for future attendees, maybe people who have never attended a pause?
If you have the means and you live in the EU, you should come. If you have the means and you live in Canada, it's worth the travel. Like it is a bigger commitment to come that far, and it is 100% worth it.
That's awesome. Good, good, good. Any last things you want to say about Pause before we finish up here?
Just thank you. Yeah,
Of
thank you
course.
for doing it and putting it on, and it was great.
That's awesome. Well, we will definitely talk about whether a Canadian pause is in the future. Who knows? But it was so great having you. I loved listening to you on the guitar. I loved getting to see you interact with other people. So thank you for being a part of it. It wouldn't be the
You
same
bet,
without
Margaret.
the
Thank you.
attendees there. So thank you.
Yeah, you bet.